shadowy flight into the dangerous world of a man who does not exist. A young loner on a crusade to champion the cause of the innocent, the helpless, the powerless, in a world of criminals who operate above the law.
Hey, it's me, and welcome to Trump Mafia. Now, this is about Steve Bannon, but in fact, I want to talk about it. Not really because it's about Steve Bannon, but it's about what was happening at the end of 2015 and the beginning of 2016, when a lot of people were against Trump on our side. And many of these people are now against Trump as well. Meaning they're LOFOs, as I would say, last on, first off. LOFOs, last on the Trump train and the first to get off. That includes Steve Bannon. Now what happened was in the beginning of 2016, Steve Bannon and the Mercers, it's a billionaire family, they had prepared a dossier, I'm not kidding, a dossier on Trump, that he was involved with the MAFIA, and you know the drill, you've heard it before. Now, you heard Ted Cruz sometimes mention it, talking about tax returns. Now, I was really surprised, in a way, that at the end of 2015 and the beginning of 2016, this whole conservative media cabal were all against Trump, even though he was the strongest on illegals. Yet, they're always claiming that they really care about that. But when it came to Donald Trump, suddenly they didn't care about it. And I felt these people were really betraying their principles. And it was then that I fully realized that we're talking about an establishment, like a club of conservative hacks who are just there to sell books and to get clicks on the websites. Now, I'm talking about this because I see the Trump 5D chess playing, and that is, President Trump always knew it was going to end up being him against Ted Cruz when it came to getting the conservative base. And he knew, obviously, that Steve Bannon and his people were shopping around this dossier, saying that Trump was involved with the mafia, and he decided to take Steve Bannon, make him like campaign manager or something like that, thereby diffusing the whole thing, making Steve Bannon become loyal, and Breitbart would give Trump good coverage for the remaining months. And also he's kind of taking away some of the ammo that Ted Cruz may have had, because at the time he also had Conservative Review, Mark Levin, all of these people. And so President Trump only took on Steve Bannon to diffuse that dossier, to also take away ammo from Ted Cruz, and to get good coverage on Breitbart. And he never saw Steve Bannon as an ally. In fact, Donald Trump was using Steve Bannon, and Steve Bannon was dumb, obviously. Because maybe Steve Bannon really thought that he was able to bamboozle Donald Trump, and that Trump didn't know about this secret dossier. But of course Trump knows these things, and you know, it's breaking the Trump rule. It's Steve Bannon definitely underestimating Donald Trump. And so President Trump never saw Steve Bannon as an ally or a real advisor, and always planned to ditch this guy. So, of course, Steve Bannon must have had some kind of a feeling about that, and started leaking as soon as he got to the West Wing. But at the same time, it's a LOFO. Last on the Trump train, first off. LOFO. And so President Trump knew that. He was just waiting for the right time to get rid of Steve Bannon. Because obviously, you had many leaks. You had James Comey trying to extort the president with this Trump dossier. So it's about priorities, it's about timing, and Steve Bannon is leaking to Mike Cernovich, to Joe Scarborough, New York Times, and yeah, it's very annoying. But the deep state and James Comey was more serious and more urgent. And so when the time came, he just dumped Steve Bannon, fired him like a dog. And so Steve Bannon obviously kept up the pretense. Now all of these people, including Alex Jones, who are saying, well, I didn't see the warning signs that Steve Bannon was a leaker and a traitor. But of course they knew, everybody knew, because you cannot expect someone who is spreading poison about Ivanka Trump every day for like a year to be an ally of Trump. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. And they all knew that Steve Bannon was leaking. That's why Alex Jones got Mike Cernovich on the show, because he knew that Steve Bannon was leaking to Mike Cernovich. So it's all disingenuous. And maybe they're smarter than I am. They're the media, after all. I'm just a guy talking. Maybe I should have, rolled it out slowly. Say, like one day I would make a video. Hey, there's something that Steve Bannon said that I don't get it. And then the next week, that Steve Bannon, he said this and that. And then kind of build up to saying, hey, Steve Bannon's a traitor. At least I wouldn't lose many subs and people leaving my Patreon. But I prefer just to be, blunt and just be very frank and just say it. And who cares if people become snowflakes or they don't trust me? That's okay. I'm just a guy talking. I prefer being honest and direct in a very urgent way than to play people like the media would and roll it out and then later say, I apologize, I didn't see it sooner, if I knew about it for many months. No, I see it, I say it, and that's how I roll. But this is really about Trump's 5D chess playing. Now he's got the Mercer family abandoning Steve Bannon. I mean, think about it. Steve Bannon's in tight with these Mercers, the billionaires, and the end result is the Mercers drop this guy like a hot potato. So President Trump knows how to get people to expose themselves, to make mistakes, to play on their pride, and it works all the time. And so Steve Bannon doesn't have any political capital left, which is funny because a couple of weeks ago he was like, I have power. What a loser. But it doesn't matter, Steve Bannon is out, he exposed himself. He's a nobody, to be honest. And there's always somebody else in the media that you can rely on. And the same with Trey Gowdy. So he's deep state. But we have Chairman Nunes, and we have Jim Jordan, we have other people. As I always say, in this year, historic times, heroes step up and losers expose themselves. Some people are just not made for the moment or for historic times. And I know that I'm ahead with a lot of stuff. Most of the people on Trump Mafia know that QAnon is just a troll, it's just like a guy. I could go on 4chan tomorrow and become ZAnon and post some cryptic stuff which a lot of people can read something into, like Nostradamus or and I would do it if I weren't banned from 4chan. But that's what it is. QAnon, it's like horoscopes. You read your monthly horoscope. It's like, Gemini, this month you will see a change in your financial situation. Somebody you know well may disappoint you. On the other hand, you may find a new friendship that you did not expect. And beware for unexpected events. And it's like, no matter who you are, you can read into it. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Oh my God, this is so true. And I find this pathetic, right? It's like reading tarot cards or something. But okay, there's always an audience for that. I don't want to knock somebody having fun on the internet. And that is what I see when I see QAnon. And everybody does their thing. My thing is supporting the Trump Nation and the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump. And I go with what he does. And he's proven that he's delivering. But not only that, he has proven that this guy is, a 5D chess player. And he's many moves ahead of all of these people, including the Mercers, including Steve Bannon, including Senator Cruz, and all the other people way back when, and Democrats and the establishment, and Robert Mueller right now. Believe you me, President Trump, even right now, is so many moves ahead of these people. This is ridiculous. It's not even fair, right? We got a genius as a president, and he's pretty awesome.
All right.